have in Puff TV studio a man who straddles upon arts and the sciences. He holds a PhD in agriculture and an LLM in legal practice. He was a former chairman of the Agric Input Supply Agency, which today is known as Fountain Agricultural Marketing Agency in Ekiti State. He is both an academic as well as a politician. His political journey started years back. He was a chairman of Ekiti Southwest Local Government between 1991 to 1993 in the old Ondo State. He also became a House of Representatives member between 2011 and 2015. He was a DG at a point to Segun Oni campaign organization. Let's meet Dr. Ife Arowosoge. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Deji. Good morning. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good day, sir.
Thank you.
How did you combine law with the agric science?
Well, my first profession is agriculture. I specialize in fisheries. Started it from University of Ilorin, then to University of Ibadan. We had my master's and PhD. So I lectured in FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Akure. In those days, I used to feel that even lawyers are liars when I was purely in the sciences. But when I dabbled into politics, I was taken to court for political matters when I became chairman of my local government, from one court to another, from one tribunal to another. At the end of the day, it was lawyers that actually saved me. So I began to have interest in law, that they play a major role in shaping a society, in distinguishing between what is bad and what is right. So I made up my mind back then that I was going to do law. I couldn't immediately after leaving the local government chairmanship. That was after the taking over of government by the Abacha people. So after the annulment of June 12th election. So I immediately wanted to go back and do law. But there was a struggle at that time. That was the struggle for the creation of Ekiti State, of which I was also involved with my boss, Dr. Electoral of late memory. So I couldn't start.
So Electoral was your boss?
He was my boss then. Yeah, I used to have bosses. He was my first boss. He was the person who actually assisted me to become chairman of my local government at that time. I was a lecturer. From lecturing, I came into politics.
What school were you in then?
I think I was at FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Akure. You see, from that until 2003, after the tenure of Otunbani Adebayo, we spent only one term and we lost election in that year. So after losing that election, we already had the Ekiti State created. So the loss of that election gave me an opportunity to go and fulfill my aspiration to do law. So I went to it. It used to be Ekiti State, Ekiti University at that time.
Exactly.
So I applied and I was taken direct for direct entry. So I spent 4 years.
Instead of 5?
Instead of 5, because I already had a higher degree. So from there, I went to law school in Abuja. After law school, I went back to University of Ibadan, where I did my master's. And I concluded that I was called to bar in 2008. Then I did my master's, I completed in 2010. Then I found myself in National Assembly in 2011. That was the journey.
So you've never practiced law?
I practice, even right now, I'm a partner in a firm in Abuja right now. But you know, my own type of, there are so many branches of law. It's not mere going to court alone that you call law. That's litigation. There is property law, there is legislative law. Even my exposure at the National Assembly gave me an opportunity. So I became a consultant to the National Assembly for 80 years. After my tenure, after 2015, I was in one committee or the other of the National Assembly, trying to help them to make research amend laws and amend the act of the National Assembly, and also proposing so many things for them. So right now, as I've said, I'm a partner at a law firm in Abuja.
Which is your first love? Politics or law?
I don't know. I've told my first love.
Or which one do you prefer?
When people don't even want to bother about my qualifications, they just see me as politician. Because I've been in it for long. I told you, I'm one of the oldest now in politics in the Ekiti State, because I started right from Ondo State. By the time I was a chairman of local government in 2011, because the election took place on the 8th of December 1990. Then I was in the local government between 1991 and 1993. So from that time, many people believe, they just see me as a politician. And as a matter of fact, I have no regret on that, because it's an opportunity to contribute to the society itself, more than any other profession you may be in life. Being a politician, if you are the right person to be a politician, that's where you can see the people maximally.
You didn't go back to the House of Reps. What happened after your first term?
Yes, I didn't go back. You know, Ekiti State is like a swing state. Once the governor loses, everybody loses. In 2014, we lost election. ACN lost election in Ekiti State. So, with that, it becomes difficult. We contested. My constituency voted very well for me. I had over 70% of vote at primary. So that means the constituency loved me. My constituents loved me at the general election. I couldn't make it because another party had come on. And our party performed very woefully at that time because of internal rancor and everything scattered in our party. At that time, MOB, who is now the Senate leader, left the party to contest under Labour Party. We have so many groups. We have the Olumilua group. Those of us at the National Assembly, we have our own group. Ojudu had his own group, which he called, I think he gave it a name. And so many groups. So the party got scattered. In fact, we could not even win a single local government out of 16. So it was that bad.
But after the second term of Ayo Fayoshi, who won the election of that year, your party came back.
Yeah. That was, yes, our party came back.
So why did you not go back to the house?
No, yeah, you know, Segun Oni contested election. That particular election where Dr. Fayemi came back, at that time, I was DG to Segun Oni. You understand? And he lost at the primary election. He went to court. Going to court to exercise his right. After coming from court, it was another ball game entirely. He was suspended in his ward for anti-party. The same thing was being merited to me in my ward. They were saying that I also did anti-party. I said, what is anti-party? In going to court. That's what the constitution of the party and the constitution of the country says. In my ward, my chairman told me that he has instruction. I mean, it was being threatened from the state that they should now sign against me. So instead of allowing them to be signed, I just let me step aside.
How would you step aside as a member of the party? Or
step aside, step aside, because they wanted to suspend me. If they suspend me, rightly or wrongly,
as a member of the party.
As a member of the party.
So when you step aside, what do you mean?
Okay, what I mean is that let me step aside on my own, to my own house. To my own house.
You won't participate in...
I won't participate in anything at that time.
Okay.
I won't participate in anything at that time because they wanted me to go. Okay, because...
That was a Fayemi administration.
They didn't do that. They didn't say that. Well, I don't want to mention my administration because the hand I saw, they decided of state ESCO.
Okay.
You understand? I don't know whether they are acting on their own or they are being prepared. I don't know, and I don't actually want to know. So, but I stepped aside. And when I stepped aside...
Like Babangida?
I don't want to compare myself with... So, but what happened was that Segun Oni now told me that he wanted to go back to PDP. And he wanted me to join him to go there. I was his DG. Well, it was a hard decision to take. But you know, I don't want to see me abandoning him when the tide is very high, I just joined him to go and assist him in the PDP. I was never a card-carrying member of the PDP, so I don't have card of PDP. Even when he moved to SDP, I didn't carry a card, but I know that PDP may not be the right thing to do because the characters in PDP, they were terrible. I know that it will be very tough. So, but by the way, I still joined him to ensure that he assisted me. But on getting there, I told him that I will again step aside for being a DG. Because the PDP at that time were saying, oh, they had shared position, they had done this, they have done this. I know, nothing like that. So I said, okay, let go and pick somebody among them to be your DG. I don't want to be in the DG now. So, but he insisted that I should be the chairman of the campaign. He was the chairman of his own campaign when we were in APC. He now said that, okay, I want to be DG. He still wanted me within the system. So he said I should be the chairman of the campaign. I said, well, it's my boss. I didn't want to refuse him, so I could still be relevant. So at that time, I was the chairman of the campaign. By and by.
Did that mean that you had moved to PDP?
Well,
as a member?
I moved to, no, as a member, not as a member. I moved to Segun Oni's campaign in PDP. So to say, if you want to put it that way, for you to be a member of a party, you must carry the card. So
you were still a member of the APC while you worked with him
as
as chairman?
That's the only card I have, even up to now. That's the only, I've never obtained another card, another membership card. If you are not the membership card, for example, you can't take action against the party. You can't take action. Because I was the time I wanted to even take an action against people that are working with Segun, who I know they are not doing well. But I realized that I could not take action because I'm not qualified to do so. I was not qualified to do so. So in law, if you are not qualified to do that, you cannot take that such action. Otherwise, your action will be nullified. So that's exactly what happened.
But the primary election of the APC that led to the exit of Segun Oni to the PDP was conducted twice.
Exactly.
So what happened to the first one?
The first one, some people scattered it. Some people just manipulated the whole thing, they scattered it, they cancelled it.
On what basis?
We cannot understand the basis. Nothing was given.
It was reported that Segun Oni was on the verge of winning that primary election.
That was what we believed, but it was not counted. Legally, you can't say so. But that was what we believed, that that thing was scattered because somebody wanted to take the credit or wanted to emerge. But I cannot see because no reason was given. We didn't even complete the vote.
But before then,
not completing the vote, you can't therefore say authentically that somebody won.
But before then, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, who contended or contested with him, had earlier not shown interest.
He did show interest, and that even was one of those reasons many people were supporting Segun Oni. Segun Oni was a reluctant contender. He was a completely reluctant contender. But what really happened was that, like I mentioned earlier, our party was scattered. And by providence, when he became a member of APC, he was appointed as Deputy National Chairman 1 of the party. That position gave him opportunity to bring everybody together. So he was inviting all the factional leaders to Abuja, spending his own money, his own time, his own energy to bring the party. He brought the party back to shape. And that was probably what convinced some people to persuade him to contest. And Dr. Fayemi was not showing interest. When I was making consultation, those who had me to go ahead with Segun Oni is because Fayemi too was not contest, because Fayemi would have also been qualified because he needed to second term, Segun Oni needed second term, so each of them would have been qualified. But maybe if he had shown interest earlier, maybe Segun Oni probably would have set back. He may not probably have shown interest because ab initio he didn't show interest. People persuaded him.
Segun Oni moved again from the PDP to SDP later.
You see, it was a long story. What happened in the PDP was not a good party. It has never been a good party. So it is just Yankara's kind of thing. It's all about manipulation. In fact, I still credit APC for being, there were problems, no doubt about it. There were management problems, there were internal rancors, but APC or ACN APC is still much better than APC. PDP, the characters there, they are terrible.
But a lot of people within the PDP says there is no democracy, internal democracy in the APC.
No,
So you have to have a godfather, you are only imposed on the people.
No, there are,
on the party.
but when you compare APC with PDP, you know, their minds are apart. You understand?
What are their?
It may not be completely 100%, but things are better now than before. You see, let me give you an example. During the House of Assembly election in the APC, when I was there, people were getting text messages. We are going to contest. Some of us protested. We didn't like it. But with my experience in the PDP, even with Segun Oni organization, the SDP, people manipulated. Like for example, during that election, about 350 people were contesting for various positions. But those people put in charge of that election, they were taking bribes. They were selling positions. Go and pay 1 million naira, we give you House of Assembly, go and play, so give you House of Rep.
To who? Were they paid?
Well, then we have evidence, but and I told you I wanted to go to court. But because I wasn't having a card, I would have taken some people to court in SDP. They were paying to account. We know the account, we have the evidence, we have the amount they paid, we have people who paid, we have the account to pay, they paid for, we have people whose hand they took the money.
Was that not a legal fee being paid?
No. I'm talking of manipulation. Okay. Manipulation instead of conducting proper primary election. You understand? You will have conducted proper primary election. They didn't do that. They were favoring people. Let me say my local government, for example. 13 people were jostling for House of Assembly. They picked somebody who was not coming home at all.
Who paid more money?
Somebody. They would not. That person will say for a woman, maybe paid with other things. I don't know. In my own local government, they protested. They cancelled it. But local government, go and pay $500,000. And this is what we give you. In fact, it's a great experience. I don't think anybody has gotten better experience than me in Ekiti State. Because my dabbling into some other party makes me to now compare APC with other parties. So I will advise anybody, even if you are wronged in APC, please stay there. Start to look for the future.
You were the DG to Segun Oni at the PDP level. When he moved to the SDP, what was your role?
No, I was not DG. I think I was chairman.
You were chairman of the PDP, Segun Oni PDP campaign organization. But when he moved from the PDP to SDP, you were with him. What role did you perform then?
Just ordinary role, mobilizing for him. I was not in the planning stage. Because I could not work with some characters that were in charge. They called themselves, they gave themselves nickname. They called themselves Kaba. Some people who worked with him before, they called themselves Kaba, so that you know these are Kabas. I just have to, as usual, step aside.
And the principal was aware of the cabal?
Of course, I don't know. Well, that's the name they call themselves. They are characters. So they just scattered everything.
So but you were very optimistic that Segun Oni was going to win that election, the last governorship election in Ekiti State, when you worked with him.
The people loved him. And maybe the person they picked in APC helped APC. If it were to be another person, it would have been a different story. Because the other Bao, who's the governor, is somebody that for some of us in the SDP believe, we know it's a character that he has similar character with Segun Oni in terms of humility, in terms of integrity, in terms of reaching out to people and all that kind of thing. So that helped the party. Otherwise, we have to be another thing. Because the people loved Segun Oni, and I still think they still do. They love him. How? Why? Because when he was governor, he delivered. He allowed the law to work. He didn't tamper with the local government money. He gave autonomy to local government as well as the House of Assembly. Can you imagine a state government giving House of Assembly constituency project, constituency money to go and do projects in their various local government? And it was 13, 26 of them, 13 in ACN, 13 in PDP. He was still able to manage and make sure that everybody was happy. And work was going on everywhere. He was paying statutory, what do you call it, pension. He was paying salary before 30th of month. From 20-something, they were paying salary of workers. He was paying gratuity. And he offset all gratuity for all right from Ondo State. He was not the first person. He offset everything. So people loved him. And they still do.
Would you say he has been the best governor to govern Ekiti State so far?
I will say he's one of the best. Let me not just say that I'm partial. But I don't know if Bao will beat him, because Bao is doing well now. And he had just spent 2 years, maybe. So talking of the best, when you are comparing somebody who is still on there, but if you compare with others, I think see that at least they themselves know who has performed better.
Some people believe that the 2022 Ekiti governorship election was manipulated for the incumbent governor.
I have told you that the person the APC picked, if not that person, if not the person about, the election would have been a different thing. I believe people love him, people believe in him, and he is a gentleman, and he's a man of integrity. When you are now comparing, this is a man of integrity here, this is a man of integrity here, this person is loved, this person is loved, then one happen to be in government, a ruling party. So there will be more advantage for a person who is in the ruling party than somebody who is not in the ruling party. Even the SDP, that we can see had no structure at that time. You understand? He moved into SDP just within how many weeks before election? Less than 3 months before election. Less than 3 months. And he still came second. Even where PDP that had been on since 20-something years came third. That to tell you, I won't come here to deny Segun Oni. Neither will I come here to say how is, they are all good people. So that's just it. About manipulation, well, that's why Segun Oni went to court. He went to court, but the outcome of the court did not favor him.
Dr. Arowosoge, what party are you in now? APC, PDP, or SDP?
Deji, what kind of nasty question are you asking? So, I'm in APC. Actually, I came back March 2023. March, when before President Tinubu came to contest, campaign here. So I was in the campaign. If you are in that campaign, you will have seen me. I was there. Even before that time, we had moved in. The same state school sent us out. I went there. That I'm here. They received me. I went to see the governor in the office. I was well received. So therefore, I'm back for the party more than 2 years ago.
How did Segun Oni, your former principal, take that, your return to the APC?
No, he has no objection. I told him now. I told him, I won't do anything about it. I told him I was good. They were still in court at that time. And I told him, because that court, we had tried it once, which did not work, even when we had strong point. It was in court, and I told him, I advised to him to take some steps, but the step is left for him to take. But I told him that I have to go back to the. I didn't do anything outside him. So he blessed it. He said, no problem.
You advised him not to go to court?
Yeah, at that time I told him that if he wanted to go to court, he should take some steps. I don't want to divulge those steps now. Because I asked him to seek some advice from some people. Because I believe he shouldn't go to court. That was my belief at that time. Because it's just like this, there is a book I read. this things fall apart. There was a person, they kidnapped one boy and they put it into the hand of Okonko. Then it was now ready, they were now going to kill that boy. Then an elderly person advised Okonko, said, that boy called you daddy. He don't have hand in his death because that boy regards you as that, because since they have captured as a prisoner of war, they have captured that boy, he has always been with Okonko. So the boy, I think it's the Kimefuna, now believed Okonko is the only person he knows in that town as his father. They were now going to sacrifice him to the gods. So he was warned by an elderly person, do not have hand in the death of that boy because he calls you father. So that was how Bao was to Segun Oni. He regards Segun Oni as his leader. He respects him. He humbles himself. Even when he came from court, Bao went to see him and he told him, say, Oga, you are my leader. The step you take by going to court is the right step. If you had not taken that step and you want to make this, he said that if you want to make this state ungovernable for me, you are capable of doing so. Possible. But you didn't take that step. You went to court and said, good. I advise you, and that is it. That's about for you. Compare with when Segun Oni was sent out from the party. He wouldn't have left if he was not sent out of the party. He was sent out of the party. But now, the same person, he was not even in the same party, in another party. He came to meet him and say, okay, please, I was there because Segun Oni invited me to the meeting. And I spoke, I invited him to come to join the APC because he rightly belongs here. He doesn't even belong to that place. He doesn't belong to PDP. By character, by integrity, by whatever measure you can give to him, he does not belong to that party. There are some good people there, but there are very few.
People of the Fountain.